The Southwest is a semi-arid land of towering forested mountains and high grassy tablelands, divided by alluvial valleys and a few desert areas in the lowlands. When the white man came to the region, he found game on the grasslands. He found Indian pueblos, centuries old, perched on the banks of the few rivers. The Indian diverted the river waters to the valley lands, where he raised his corn, squash, and beans. More than 1,000 years ago, he had developed one of the two possible permanent industries of the Southwest, irrigation farming. In this semi-arid land, the mountains are the first reservoirs. In the mountains, there is moisture, 20 to 30 inches of rain a year to support extensive forests. Slowly, the rain is filtered by the forest and released crystal clear through countless springs. In the winter, snow piles up. In the spring and early summer, it melts, moves in even flowing streams from the mountains to the rivers below. This steady flow of water is essential to the white man of today and tomorrow. The white man built into a vast industry the simple irrigation farming that was started by the Indian. With his engineering skill, he has built great reservoirs to store the waters of the Southwest. Harnessed, they produce power and give life to valuable crops on thousands upon thousands of acres of irrigated valley land. Collected first in the mountains, the water flows through streams and rivers to storage behind stone and concrete, then on through modern irrigation canals. In the desert, it turns cactus land into orange groves, productive farms, and thriving cities. It waters thousands of acres of cotton in an arid land. It grows desert lettuce, truck crops, date palms brought over from Arabia. So the white man has transformed the irrigation farming practiced by the Indian of the Southwest 10 centuries ago. But to the Southwest, he brought the other possible permanent industry of the region. He brought cattle and sheep, goats and horses. Gradually, over all the grassland and forest of the country, stock increased and spread. They harvested the grass from millions of acres, and in the summer, grazed even the highest mountain areas where rich meadows are watered by the snow and rain. Stock gave to the grass country new meaning because stock meant beef and mutton, wool and blankets for the market. And wherever the stock industry went, the horse went also with the cowboy. To the Southwest, then, the white man brought transition. His giant dams and reservoirs have turned arid valleys to productive use, transformed the patchwork farming of the Indian into a vast agricultural enterprise. His stock supplies the markets of the world, but the transition also created new problems. When the white man came, most of the land of the Southwest was well covered with grasses. Grass held the soil in place. The land was in balance, the delicate balance of a semi-arid land. But with his plow and axe, his livestock, his railroads, mines, and all his other works, man upset that balance. Where once the grass was belly high to a horse, deepening arroyos grew. As cattle and sheep were added to the range, the grass gave way. Soil began to move. Dry gullies took the place of streams. The willows and cottonwoods of the valleys disappeared. The valleys that once were the hay fields southwest were often nearly barren. Then it was that southwestern rivers ran muddy with the color of soil no longer anchored for the grass. Floods became larger and more frequent. Turgid waters tore apart the farmlands of the middle valleys, hundreds upon hundreds of acres every year. Into the reservoirs that man had built to irrigate his valley fields, the rivers began to pour a mighty load of silt to fill precious space reserved for water. Mud replaced water, mud 12 feet deep and more over many acres. It took only a few years for stolen soil, deep as the rod is long, to replace badly needed water in this southwestern reservoir. Forests in the mountains will ensure a continued supply of water for the Southwest. Grass on the range will anchor the soil, keep water clear as it moves from the mountains, through the valleys to the rivers. The stock industry is based on grass, irrigation farming on great reservoirs. Grass is the permanent guarantee of both these industries of the Southwest. It will feed the cattle and sheep of the stockman and protect the great reservoirs on which irrigation farming depends. The future of the Southwest lies in covered watersheds. Muddy waters will have to become more nearly clear waters if stock is to continue grazing and farmers to go on raising crops. Now, each year, more and more farmers and ranchers are joining together in soil conservation districts to meet this challenge. And today, a new balance is being established to replace that which the white man found and disturbed such a short time ago.